Hey everybody, it's Grace. In this video I'm going to talk about things that people call narcissistic fleas. It's bad behaviors that you picked up from the narcissistic type person in your life, like from childhood onwards it can be, or narcissistic people. And you may not even realize that it is something that you're doing that's not a good thing, but it's something you learn from them. And it doesn't have to be like really narcissistic or really bad in that way, but it could be just an everyday thing. And it's bad for you. They did it for their own selfish purpose or purposes, but you're doing it because you were taught to do that. Now for an everyday example of a narcissistic flea, you know, the bad behaviors you pick up from someone who's, say, narcissistic, is an everyday thing, and that is of being frugal. Okay. Now this is frugal to the point of being cheap and to the point of possibly even harming yourself. Now, I think many of us were raised with, those of us who were raised with somebody who was a penny pincher, or, you know, somehow narcissistic or dysfunctional. And this is one of the things that mattered a lot to them. You don't have to be raised by one, but you've had one in your life. And they've influenced you, and like I said, you might not even know it. But they want everything to be as inexpensive as possible. Say even somebody you date, and that person doesn't want to spend any money. You know, says, let's meet the first time at some coffee, place for coffee, and then that person doesn't show up until after you've already gotten your coffee. Purposefully shows up a little bit late, like a few minutes or so, and you've already paid for your coffee. And it continues that way while you're dating. They don't want to spend any money. They don't want to go to a restaurant. They don't want to, and they might even try the whole thing of, I left my wallet in my other pants. I have experienced all that. But like I said, it could be from your family that you learn how to live. And they would say it's frugal, putting it as in a good light, when it was really unhealthy. The food they bought, they bought and cooked, whatever was cheap. And we all know, maybe we all know, that that's not always the best thing. Is what's cheap. It's often the worst thing. Okay, and another thing, it could also involve all the way to healthcare, that they want to put off doing anything, even if they have insurance from work. You know, I don't know if it's that way anymore, but they had good insurance because there was a copay. Something like that. They would put off all health, anything that, like going to a dentist, going to regular checkup with a doctor, or if say their kid was sick, maybe you, they wait to the last minute to where they have to. You know, they didn't think of anything as preventative medicine. They thought of it when you have to, you must go. So that's not a good lesson to learn at all. I would say that's not a good lesson at all. I mean, some people live in other countries where, it's not a concern. And back in the day, in my day, I'm 55. It's still my day. What am I saying, back in the day? Back when I was young, no, I don't recall anybody having insurance, health insurance. These days, people have health insurance for their pets. But back then, no, I don't recall at all. So, anyway, they would put off anything, or even buying shoes for their kids. People, I can tell you, I've seen that before in my life. The kids showing up with no jackets or no shoes, they have shoes, but really bad, or clothing really bad, and they, say, oh, we live in a, F anything. You see that the family thinks in terms of living a frugal life, when that can actually be harmful. Why would clothing or shoes be harmful to a child not having appropriate ones? Think about it. Seriously. And especially wintertime. Anytime. And the thing about it is, once we get older, we might hold on to those and not really realize that we're doing it. It's something that we become so habitual, it's just habit. that you might not think twice about it until something happens. Yeah. Now, I practice, I'm not a healthcare professional. I myself go to doctors for preventative, okay, and if I need to, But I wasn't taught that way. Oh no, it was when the last resort. That is unhealthy, in my opinion, and I am certainly sticking to that one. But yeah, and I hate dentists. I hate them. I'm one of those. Hate dentists, and my Adam's brother is a dentist. So anyway, let's move from there. But anyway, yeah, we're taught this way, and we might not realize that we're doing it when sometimes frugal is just far too cheap. Really, it is. Like I just went all through, the health-wise and the food. Have you ever really stopped and thought, why am I, or you've gotten to a point in your life where you are okay, you don't have to pinch every penny till it bleeds any longer. And then you wonder, why am I buying the food that is the worst? I just went to a grocery store and I saw comparison of two things. The cheaper one was, this is just an example, it's not the rule, but the cheaper one was worse for her. It had more sodium, let's put it that, like double the sodium, almost, yeah. It was cheaper. Sodium is not a good thing sometimes, especially when you get older. For anybody, one size doesn't fit all. But, yeah, so anyway, just really thinking about it. What are you buying? And there's this expression that I heard it, I don't know how many years ago, but I really do agree with it. And now really think about this one. It is, I am not rich enough to buy cheap stuff. I said it right. I did. But think about, why would that be? Yeah, but we're taught, some of us, not all of us, we're taught to buy things that are cheaper. Oh, it's just as good as the original. Is it really? I have yet to see anything that is like a generic, well, I'm saying generic, I'm telling my age, but anything that's store brand that is as good as, one of the better quality, more expensive ones. I've yet to see that in all my 55 years. And I'm a homemaker. So, yeah, no. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. But I want to see, what do you think? How hard it is for you to resist that urge to buy everything the cheapest? If you were raised like I was, okay, buy the cheap stuff. No. How hard is it for you to resist it and buy something that's good? That's a little more expensive, but it's better for you. Which one holds the most weight? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead, like I said, I'm wrapping this up. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click on the rectangles. I wonder what they're filming over there. It's a real moment, squirrel moment. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media, and I'll talk to you all in another video. Bye.